Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tara, and in today's video I'm going to talk about 3 of my favorite Catholic books. The very first book is a biography of a saint that is very close to my heart. The book is called Edith Stein, The Life and Legacy of Saint Teresa Benedicta of the Cross. And Edith Stein is a saint that really means so much to me, and this is a really great biography of her life. So for those of you who may not have heard of her, Edith Stein was born in 1891 to a German Jewish family, and as a young adult she pretty much fell away from religion altogether. And she was extremely just an absolutely brilliant mind. And she earned a PhD in philosophy back at a time when very few women were able to earn PhDs. And yet, after reading a biography of Saint Teresa of Avila, she was really inspired, and eventually she ended up becoming a Catholic. And not only that, she later became a Carmelite nun. And there she continued to produce some very amazing writings. And sadly though, even though she was a cloistered Carmelite, that was not enough to save her from the Nazis. And so in 1942, she was arrested and deported to Auschwitz, where it's believed she died in the gas chambers. And even in those really incredibly dark final days of her life, she did everything in her power to help those around her. And due to everything that she did and how she wanted to offer herself up as a martyr, for all those reasons she was canonized by Pope John Paul II, and she's canonized under her Carmelite name, which is Teresa Benedicta of the Cross. And the reason why she means so much to me is that she showed me that I could be a Catholic and still honor the Jewish traditions that I loved so much. And she really showed me that through her example, where even though she became a Catholic, she always stayed true to her Jewish family and her Jewish heritage. And that was something that was so inspiring for me and helped to ease my mind when I was coming back to the church after practicing Judaism. So she really, in many ways, I think of Saint Teresa Benedicta of the Cross as the woman who helped bring me back to the church. The second book that I wanted to talk about was Jesus and the Jewish Roots of the Eucharist. And this was really such an enlightening book for me because it really gave me so much more understanding of what the sacrament of the Eucharist is really all about. So the interesting thing is that even though the Eucharist is a concept that is completely unknown in Judaism, the sacrament itself actually has deep Jewish roots that are really important for helping us to understand what it's all about. And so in this book, the author gives you what he refers to as like 3 keys that unlock the secrets of the Eucharist. And those 3 keys are all from Jewish tradition, and they are the manna in the desert, the Passover sacrifice, and the third one is the bread of the presence, which was this holy bread that was kept in the Jewish tabernacle along with the Ark of the Covenant and the menorah. And the Eucharist is something, it's a concept that's very difficult to understand, and many of us Catholics really don't know what it's all about. But this book, by putting it back into its Jewish context, really helps to understand the sacrament and how it truly is the divine body and blood of Jesus. So this is definitely a must-read for all Catholics, in my opinion. And the final book that I wanted to talk about today was this book, which is called The Wonder of Guadalupe. And it's a very beautiful account of the story of Our Lady of Guadalupe. And the story was that way back in 1531, she appeared to an indigenous Mexican farmer named Juan Diego. And Juan Diego was one of the first Catholic converts in his area. And he was extremely devout, and every Sunday he would walk many miles to attend Mass. And one Sunday when he was making his way to Mass, he was climbing Tepeyac Hill in Mexico City, and he had an apparition of this beautiful lady, of Our Lady, and she told him that she wanted a temple to be built to her on that site, and where she would give consolation and love to and help to everyone who asked for it. And so she told him that he needed to go to the Bishop of Mexico City and to tell him what he saw. So Juan Diego very bravely made his way to visit the bishop, and he told him everything that he had seen, and the bishop just didn't believe him and dismissed him. But Juan Diego did not give up. He continued to go to the bishop's palace, and finally he convinced the bishop to see him again. The bishop listened again, and this time he said that Juan Diego needed to bring him a sign from the lady to prove that what he was saying was true. And so Juan Diego went back to Tepeyac Hill. He spoke to the lady, and she agreed to give him a sign. And she told him to pick these flowers that were blooming, even though it wasn't their season, and to wrap it in his shawl, or tilma as it was called, and to bring it to the bishop. And when he did so, and the bishop opened the tilma, the flowers came out, and there was the beautiful image of Our Lady that appeared on the tilma. And finally, the bishop believed Juan Diego and agreed to build a shrine on the site of Tepeyac Hill. So a chapel was built there, and later a church and a basilica. And to this day, the shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe is the most visited Marian shrine. And yes, it's a place where millions and millions of people have gone to pour out their heart to Our Lady and to ask for her intercession. And she provides them with the love and the consolation and the help that they desire. So this book is a really very powerful account of Our Lady of Guadalupe, and it's really wonderful for anyone who wants to learn more about this devotion. So those are three of my favorite Catholic books, and I have provided some more information about the books in the description below, so definitely check that out if you'd like to read them. And I also just wanted to pose the question, what are some of your favorite Catholic books? I would really absolutely love to know what books have been impactful for you, and would love to check them out. I'm always looking for good recommendations. So I really am looking forward to seeing you again in my next video, where I'm going to talk more about the life of Edith Stein or St. Teresa, Benedicta of the Cross. Thank you so much for being here, and have a blessed day.